Hiya, welcome to another day of Red January Yoga with me. We've been building up some of the blocks to do Sun Salutations, what we're doing down facing dog and cobra. So I thought we'd give it a go. It's a set of a few moves all in one long flow that you can do as a warm-up to a longer yoga practice. You could do them first thing in the morning or just in their own right. It's a brilliant set of poses to really kind of get everything moving and get everything lubricated and going, whether that's, you're going to do some other exercise, whether it's post-exercise. Really useful set of poses. So we need to start standing up. And if you want to, I'm going to do this a couple of times through. So if you want to just watch me the first time and then join in the second time, that's absolutely fine. Or just go for it. Top of your mat, feet about hip distance apart, shoulders back and down, hands down by your sides, nice and straight. And first of all, we're just going to find our centre of gravity. So close your eyes, if you will, and then just wobble to the left, wobble to the right, front and back, and just find that point where you've got that centre of gravity, where you've got even weight distribution across the soles of your feet. Lovely. So we're going to inhale, arms up, nice big stretch. And then we're going to swan dive down. We're going to do head to knee pose. Now, if head to knee pose for you, you can just, if you've got lower back problems, we probably shouldn't be sort of bending all the way forward. So you can just have your hands on your thighs, nice straight spine. If you haven't got back problems and you're a little bit more flexible into the backs of your legs, then you could come down a little bit further. Or you could use a block here. Or if you've got a little bit more flexibility in the back of your legs, we can fold a little bit further forward, hands to the floor. Lovely. And then we're coming up to a flat back position here. Hands can be wherever. Lots of options. Lovely. Now bend your knees a lot, plant your hands, and we're just going to take our right foot back. So we're in a runner's lunge position. Nice straight spine and tent your fingers here. Chest forward, looking forward. Lovely. Now, you can either keep your back knee up or back knee down if it's the first time you've done it. And what we're going to do is squeeze into our core muscles so that we can lift our hands up and over. If that's too much for your shoulders, you can have your hands on your hips here. That's absolutely fine. Or, of course, just in a prayer position. Whatever works for you. I call this a half moon pose. Everyone calls it something slightly different. Lovely. If you have got your back knee up, which is an option, then it looks like this. Let's keep our back knee down for now. And then our hands plant back down. We're going to tuck those toes at the back. Strengthen into those arms so we can take our left foot back and then hips up towards the ceiling into that downward facing dog. Now pedal your feet a little bit here. If it's the first downward dog of the day, just might need a little stretch here. And then we're resting. Now remember, you can have your knees bent. I'm more interested in that flat back, so we're thinking about getting that chest towards the thighs. Nice flat back. Now this is the tricky bit, the transition between downward facing dog and cobra. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bring our knees down. We're going to bring our chest in between our hands and our bum's going to stick up into the air awkwardly. Just go with it. And then we push ourselves forward and then come into a low cobra position. I'm just doing the lowest level of everything at the moment. We can build on it as we go. Good. So from here, bring our hands back underneath our shoulders. Let's push ourselves back into a tabletop position before we tuck those toes at the back, hips up towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. And then we just need to do everything in reverse. So from here, we're going to bend our knees a lot and look forward. And then we're going to spring this left foot in between our hands. This left foot might need a bit of help to do that. That's fine. Back knee down again. And then we just raise ourselves up into that half moon position. If you're feeling athletic, you can have that back knee up. Hands come down either side of that front foot. We're going to bring this back knee off. And then we're going to spring this right foot all the way to go next to the left foot. And then again, we're just folding over our legs. Now again, if you've got lower back problems here, I'd probably just stick to a flat back version of this rather than folding all the way over. But either way, we're just going to raise our arms all the way up. Nice big stretch up. Now that's half a sun salutation. We need to do the other side. Good. So swan diving down. Head to knee pose, whatever that is for you, whether that's your hand on your thighs, on your shins, further down. Flat back again. Bend your knees a lot, plant those hands. This time it's our left foot that's going to go back. Tent those fingers, chest forward. Good. Let's lower this back knee for now. We're squeezing into those core muscles, bringing those hips in so that we can, nice and strong, bring our hands up and overhead. So again, you know, your arms can be on your hips, in cactus, in prayer, whatever works for you. In high prayer, that's fine too. Hands plant either side of that right foot. We're lifting that back knee. And then we're going to spring this right foot to meet our left. Pedaling our feet again, hips up towards the ceiling. And then finally resting in downward facing dog. You can have your knees bent, just send that chest towards your thighs. Couple of breaths in down dog. Lovely. So from here, we're going to go into cobra. So we need to bring our knees down. Chest in between our hands, bums up in the air, remember, in an awkward sort of way. And then we push ourselves forward and we're going to come into a low cobra position there. Or sphinx. Lovely. Hands come back under your shoulders then. Push yourself through tabletop. Tuck those toes. Downward facing dog. From here, we're going to bend our knees a lot and look forward. And this time, our right foot's going to come forward. You can, of course, use your hand to move that forward. Back knee goes down. And then from here, squeeze your hips in, squeeze your tummy, so that you can draw yourself up into that half moon. Obviously, your hands can be wherever you need your hands to be. Hands either side of that front foot. Bringing that back knee up so we can bring that left foot to meet the right. Forward fold or flat back, depending on how healthy your back is. And then we're going to come all the way back up and back into prayer position. Lovely. So that's one set of sun salutations. So we'll do one more round. Now we've got the hang of it. I'll talk you through it. So, top of your mat, feet underneath your hips, shoulders back and down. And again, just get that weight distribution. Lovely. Arms up. And we're going to swan dive to head to knee pose, whatever that is for you. Flat back position. And then we're going to bend our knees a lot, plant those hands, right foot goes back. Runner's lunge first of all, chest forward. Now again, you can either keep that back knee up or bring it down. I'm going to have mine up this time. So here, we squeeze into our hips, squeeze into our core, so that we can raise our hands up and overhead. Or in prayer, cactus, wherever you need them to be. Now, if you have raised that back knee, what I'd quite like you to do is just send some weight through that back heel, which will just help straighten that back knee a little bit. Good. So from here, we bring our hands back down, either side of your left foot. Squeeze into that core again so we can take that left foot to meet your right. Back into down dog. We're going to just pedal those feet. Resting in downward facing dog. You can have your knees bent, obviously. Bring that chest towards your thighs. And then we're going to come into cobra from here. So bring your knees down. Bring your chest in between your hands. So you can either come into sphinx, as we did in the last set, or if you want to, you can push yourself forward and up into cobra. Nice and broad across those shoulders, looking forward. Let's protect those nerves in the back of our neck. And then from here, We're going to come through tabletop, tuck those toes, downward facing dog. So we're bending our knees, we're looking forward. Our left foot's coming forward. Runner's lunge first of all, and either back knee up or back knee down. And then we're going to raise up into a half moon position, sending that back heel behind you if your knee's up. Hands come down either side of that front foot, springing forward. Head to knee pose, whatever that is for you. And all the way up. We've got one more side to do. All the way back down. Swan dive down, head to knee pose. Flat back. Bend those knees, plant those hands. Left foot back. Runner's lunge first of all, chest forward, looking forward. Squeeze into those hips, squeeze into those abdominals, raising our hands overhead or in prayer position or whatever works, sending that back heel behind us, unless your knee's down, obviously. Lovely. Hands either side of that right foot, strengthening into the back foot and into the hands so you can bring that right foot back, downward facing dog. You can have your knees bent here, whatever works. Nice straight back. And then from here, we're going to bring our knees down, chest in between our hands, bum up towards the ceiling, and then forwards and up into cobra. Nice and broad across those shoulders, looking forwards. And then we come through tabletop, tuck those toes, downward facing dog. From here, we bend our knees a lot. We look forward, right foot forward this time. You can give it a little hand if it needs it. And from here, we're squeezing into that core, bringing those arms up and overhead, sending that back heel behind us. Nice straight arms up and overhead. And then our hands come down, left foot forward, head to knee pose. And then all the way up. And into prayer. And that's us done.